Okay, let me lower this down a bit. That way the sound doesn't cut me off when I actually play a game. So I'm just here to talk about should Roman Reigns drop the title at WrestleMania? Should let's see. Okay, should Roman Reigns drop the title at WrestleMania against, well, Cody Rhodes? Now I know some people, look, I've always thought about this too, mainly because I know how WWE is. I'm not talking about with the fan base, I'm talking about how the WWE is. Because I know how WWE is. WWE will be like, yeah, let's do that. So, let me tell you something. The whole thing with 1,000 days of Roman Reigns, I know some people might not care for it at all. And to be quite honest with you, I'll say this right now. Roman should have lost those titles a long time ago, even before he fought Sami Zayn. I'm saying that right now. Okay? Seriously. Because he should have lost those titles a long time ago. He should have lost those titles a long time ago. Both of these guys have titles in my game right now, so it's going to be a non-title match. But yeah, Roman should lose the title. He should have lost the title a long time ago. The fact that the United States champion is only being the mascot for Raw, I mean, it's getting good exposure for the United States champion. I'll say that right now, the United States championship. But at the same time, there's other superstars that could get other benefits for the belts, you know. And I know some people might be like, oh, but the Bloodline storyline will either end or continue. If Roman Reigns loses the title, it doesn't matter. It could be a new version of the Bloodline guys. Like, you know how we usually get different versions of superstars? Yeah, obviously that's not going to end. You know, when Austin was the Ringmaster, what happened? He changed that shit. Obviously because he didn't like the name, but still, it's just one example that I showed. You know? And look at the belt that I made in this game. Way better than what WWE has. I really don't like the belts the way they have them nowadays. Because if you want to make a fucking belt with your logo on it, motherfucker, make the logo bigger on your belt. Not like the way it is that you see right now. I mean, look at this belt. I mean, you probably can't even see it all that well. Oh well. Maybe in the back of them you see it well. But moving on. You guys can look at what the belt looks like. But moving on. So, Roman Reigns, should he lose the title against Cody? Now, to be honest, I'll say this. I've always been a Cody fan. Ever since he went to WWE, you know, with the whole legacy stuff and dashing Cody Rhodes and Stardust and stuff like that. I've always been a fan of Cody. That's why when he started stuff with AEW, I was like, oh cool, he's doing something in the side and shit like that. When he came back to WWE, I was just like, this guy's stupid. I still think, sometimes I think it's stupid, because it doesn't feel anything. And the thing is, I went on YouTube, I mean not YouTube, Facebook, and I think on YouTube also, I literally said who asked for Roman versus Cody anyways, and so many people literally was pissed off at me saying that, oh, I asked for it. I'm like, I didn't though. Who asked for Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania? I didn't. Because if Roman is being dominant, right, and you're trying to make him have this reign, I'll get to the 1,000 reign in a minute, but if you're trying to have this reign for Roman, and he's basically the main character, then he's not going to lose. You don't want your main character to lose, especially if you're hyping up as the main face of the company. And that's another thing too. WWE has shot themselves so much in the foot that they don't have no other stars. Look at WrestleMania 32. At WrestleMania 32, the other talent, the other roster had to make the show the way it was because they didn't have a John Cena or Roman Reigns, basically. Roman Reigns was still being built, but no one still didn't give a fuck because they were shoving Roman Reigns down our throats at WrestleMania for 4 years. So when they made him heel, it's just like, okay, cool, but he should not be at the main event at this point. He should have lost those titles before a Royal Rumble or a WrestleMania, to be honest with you. But I guess WWE just really want to push him so much. He's still, in a way, guys, if you really think about it, WWE is still pushing Roman Reigns down our throats. It's just that they finally made him heel. That's really it. And yes, you guys can enjoy the Bloodline storyline. I like it too. You know, is it the best storyline that we ever had? No. It's not. It's not the best storyline we ever had in WWE history? No. No, we haven't. Crying out loud, I'll say Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio with the whole Dominic story of... that shit is fucking classic. I don't care what no one says. But there's other classic battle stories. For crying out loud, going back, Rock and Austin McMahon, you know? Shit. You know, even was it Roman Reigns? I mean, not Roman Reigns. Even Randy Orton was a Cena sometimes, you know? Oh, man. But, yeah, Roman should lose the title. And then the thing is, too, I want to say this, too. Roman hasn't really changed his look. Alright? Look, I know when WWE separated him from the Shield and shit like that, they kept his Shield theme and they kept his Shield clothes. And yes, they have new merchandise for him, which is cool, which they always had merchandise t-shirts for Roman. But yet he hasn't changed in a way when you really think about it. Oh, he just took his Shield dust off. That's it. That's all he did. And Roman's just kicking my ass here. But that's all he did to look different. That's all he did. That's all he did. And we all know Roman's not going to be here for that long. We all know that. We've been knowing that since day one. We've been knowing that ever since that whole cancel stuff. And since WWE doesn't take the opportunity to create more stars, you rather put their eggs all in one basket. And guess what? What happens if something happened to Roman? We've said this 1,000 times. And WWE still hasn't done anything. And look, I've always talked about, you know, with the whole Triple H stuff, like, you know, take time and all that stuff and everything like that. But at this point, we should at least have like a few storylines going on. We have nothing right now. We have nothing. Right now, everyone should be hyped for Mania. Right now, everyone, like, look at a Just Alex video about SmackDown. If you watch Just Alex. Watch his latest podcast of SmackDown this week. I heard it not that long. I mean, I heard it yesterday when I was going to bed before I was going to bed. And he was complaining about it too. And I'm just like, yeah, that's why I barely watch SmackDown or Raw, because I know that it's just going to be the same shit. You know? It is. It's just going to be the same shit. That's why I haven't really watched wrestling for a while. And that's why so many other stuff about wrestling, I'm just like, oh, that happened? How come I haven't noticed it? Because either, yeah, I'm not paying attention to it, but at the same time, it's also WWE's fault. Because they're not making it as big as they should be, or they're not making it big as it could be, and they're just making it as a mediocre thing. And since WWE is like, well, we can't be what we were back then, because, I mean, all of that good stuff that we did is in the past now, so why should we even try? And that type of mindset just tells me that, what's the fucking point of making a company then? What's the point in pushing new people, new talent? And I think WWE knows this, and so that's why they barely push anybody. Oh, we're just gonna push like one people. You know, even Seth Rollins is in the background and shit like that. He should. When WWE made the Shield, when WWE got the Shield, those were 3 main eventers that you had, but no, you just wanted one main eventer out of those 3 guys. It's bullshit. And why do you think Dean Ambrose left? He knew the writing on the wall. He knew he was not going to be the top guy like Roman Reigns was going to be. And I don't know why Seth Rollins didn't see that either. Maybe Seth did, and Seth was just content because he knew he still was going to be in that spotlight anyways. Because that's the thing. When you're content, they can do what the fuck they want to you. They can do what the fuck they want to do with you. Alright? You think Austin and The Rock were content of how they were? No, they kept fighting and battling to the top, to what they were. Why do you think they keep getting cheered the way they are today? Austin and The Rock, if they came into the fucking building right now, they would sell out tickets. And why does that? And how come that tells you something? That does tell you something. And I understand WWE has sold out tickets in all venues and stuff like that, but that's because with Mr. McMahon. But now, with the whole rumors, I'm still saying that rumors that Vince McMahon's coming back, then yes, you heard him. Yes, we heard stuff that he's going backstage, and you hear all this stupid stuff that's happening with WWE right now. So a lot of people just being like, Vince is back, Vince is back, Vince is back, and it's just like, yeah, it sounds bad, it looks bad, and that's why there's more fuel to the fire, like Vince is back and shit like that, and that's what's the bullshit about it. You can't, sometimes when there's crazy stuff happening, people just want to be like, you see, it is happening, I told you. And it's like, what if the person's not really there and it's still going crazy? Something that you haven't thought of because you're so obsessed with this crazy old man still being there. Because you guys still think that, that's the thing. If Vince died tomorrow, you guys will still think, oh, Vince will still being creative. Literally. Because you're that fucking nervous. You're that fucking anxiety driven with Vince McMahon. And I don't blame you, but at the same time, it's also the fans' fault and WWE's fault, but it's mostly the fans' fault because when something gets started, you guys kill it. Alright, and that's not with everybody, but when people do kill it right away before it starts, before it finishes, then guess what? You have nothing. Because if you're going to destroy it, then why WWE will even do anything about it? It's like anything with gaming. If me and my friend talked about this too. Oh, when there's good video games out there and no one doesn't buy it, then what's the point of these video game companies doing risky things for gaming? If all these good games that they take risk are not selling. You know, it's the same thing with movies. And then I could go back with what was it, that fucking stupid piece of shit YouTuber named what is it, I keep comparing them to a fucking wrestling podcast, but it's not, it's a movie podcast. I fucking hate those. The AMC people, yeah, those motherfuckers, those stupid fucks. Yeah, with John Campy and all that shit, when it's like, oh, how come this movie didn't sell well? Oh, well, did you see it? Well, why? Of course I didn't see it because it wasn't promoted. Well, that's your fault. And then it's like, well, it wasn't promoted. That's the movie theater's fault. Well, it's your fault that you didn't see it. You see, shit like that I'm saying. I'm like, why are you blaming us that we didn't see it if these movie executives didn't fucking promote it? If they got cold feet. Don't blame us that we didn't see it if these motherfuckers got cold feet. Seriously. That's the shit that pisses me off about people that are like, the AMC, was it like these people, like the AMC guys, like they're just fucking retarded. They really are. They're fucking stupid. Seriously, I hate those fucking people. Seriously, a lot of people say hate is a strong word, but these people are fucking retarded. Really fucking stupid. So, going back, yeah, Finn Balor. But moving on, this Roman Reigns stuff does have to end. In my opinion, the reign does have to end. It should have ended a long time ago. You know, Roman would be fine. Literally, I don't know why WWE thinks that if he doesn't have this reign, it will look bad on him. Oh, he has to pass the reign of John Cena. No, he doesn't. Who says anything that has to pass any reign? Oh, he has to pass the reign of what's this guy? The first Puerto Rican WWE champion. What's his name? Oh God, keep fucking forgetting. I need to search this shit up, man. It's fucking pissing me off, this type of shit. Alright, let me hold on. Let me see, what is it? Oh fuck, he blocked it. What is it? Pedro Morales. Alright, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pass Pedro Morales his thing, his record, because it's like over fucking 1,000 days and shit, basically. You know? So it's like over 1,000 days and shit of him being champion. So a lot of podcasters like Don Tony, Kevin Castler and shit, like Wrestling Soup and shit like that, they're like, oh, maybe they should, because you know, you think they're really going to let a Bruno Sammartino have that record? And the thing is too, when you really say stuff like that, it's just like, you know, you gotta think about it. It was a different time back then when Bruno Sammartino, not Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales, when Pedro Morales was champion back then. It was a different time, you know. Back then it was more accepted for champions to be champion for that long, you know. Now people get sick of a person being a champion for literally a month, which is bullshit in my opinion. But some people get sick of people being champions in a year, which is, again, another bullshit reason, in my opinion. Because if you're trying to push a superstar, you should at least push them to the moon, but at least don't push them like you did with, oh, I don't know, John Cena. Literally. If you're doing it like a John Cena, that's too much. If you're doing it like an Austin and a Rock, go back and forth, then that's fine. That's what I'm saying. WWE doesn't have other fucking talent. Why they got Cody Rhodes? Tell me that. Why they got Cody Rhodes? Why in the fuck they got Cody Rhodes? Why in the fuck they got Cody Rhodes to WWE? It's almost like they told the talent, oh, no one can't defeat Roman, so we are gonna grab someone outside of WWE that can defeat Roman. Now, some people might say that, oh, you know, you think they would just let Roman win at WrestleMania and just, you know, have Cody Rhodes lose? WWE can do that. You don't think that's not a possibility? WWE can do that? It would be stupid if they did that, obviously. Because no one doesn't want this, again, this reign to still continue with Roman. And yes, I've talked about this, saying that, I mean, told my sister, saying that they most likely will let him retain and then let him drop it at the Royal Rumble. I mean, not the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, because he's not scheduled for the Money in Bank, supposedly. But I think that's another can of worms for, like, later on and shit like that. I don't have to fucking discuss that shit. But, yeah, that's bullshit. All of that stuff is really bullshit. And again, going back, it's WWE's fault. It is WWE's fault. And is it? And look, I don't want to give all the blame to WWE, because it is the fans too. It is the fans. It is. Because look, WWE, when it comes to superstars that we cheer for, like Cesaro and all that, and they don't push them, that's their fault. Alright? But when it comes to newer superstars that are coming up and just starting, you know, like for example, on the Dominic storyline, you know, some people don't like that storyline, you know, and I'm just like, well, it hasn't ended, so how the fuck you could say you fucking hate it if it hasn't ended, you know? We just got in the middle of it, and yes, you don't have to like a story at all, you know, but sometimes when a story ends, you'd be like, you know what, I might not like that story a bit, but you know what, the way it ended was pretty cool. You know, that's why I say sometimes wait until it ends. You might even like the ending. You might not like the way the beginning starts or maybe the middle, but sometimes the ending says a lot. Sometimes, and that happens with WWE and wrestling too. Sometimes you can have a bad show and then the main event's awesome and you'll be like, oh, I can probably watch back and watch the show, you know. But is that enough for the viewer? That depends on the viewer. That depends on the person that is a wrestling fan, okay? And wrestling has been so different now, is that WWE is kind of catering to the social network type of crowd, which is bullshit in my opinion. The reason I say that is because when they do like what is it? When they do like promos, basically when they do like promos about when they do promos of wrestlers on Twitter and shit like that, like, oh, I'm gonna get you and you're gonna get me type of shit, bullshit. That to me should never be a thing. You should not have storylines going through Twitter. It should be on the main show, because no one doesn't go to Twitter. No one doesn't, like, for kind of, oh, you think I follow these fucking wrestlers to know their fucking storylines on Twitter? No, like, I give a fuck. Put it on fucking TV. Put it on the screen, motherfucker. That's what we're there. That's what we're there to watch. We're not there to fucking be on Twitter and be like, oh, Roman Reigns is gonna go after Finn Balor. Oh my god, this story is escalating on Twitter. The fuck, like, I give a fuck. It should be escalated on the fucking main roster, on the screen, on the show. That's the biggest problem that I have with WWE. Seriously, right? If there's anyone that thinks that I'm like, you know, kissing WWE's ass here, oh nah, I'm far from that shit. You think I kissed this company's ass? Hell no. I just got back to this company not that long ago because Vince was gone. And now Vince is back, supposedly. Again, supposedly. Because everyone, look, I'm not going to go over the wall for something that's not even 100% accurate or true. And I'm not saying that it's not true. It could be true. And if it is true, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if Vince McMahon is back in creative? The reason I say that is because let him fucking destroy his own company. I don't know why you guys are so fucking pathetic as fucking worried like a little bitch that you guys are. Seriously. Why you guys are worried that Vince will come back? Literally, let him come back and let him ruin his fucking goddamn product. And then when it's gone, we can look back and be like, wow, you see? This company died because of a stubborn old fucking goddamn goat. Seriously. And that's why Dean Ambrose left. That should have told you everything right there. Once Dean Ambrose left, that told me everything of this company would never change. Okay? Seriously. Alright? And I even knew that even before Dean Ambrose left. You know? So if you guys never noticed this already, then I don't know what to tell you. I really honestly do not know what to tell you. WWE's been like this forever, and they've always treated their stars like this. And sometimes they have no choice but to treat some of their talent good and proper, because that's just the way the times is now. If it was back in the 50s, I guarantee you they won't be treating their women superstars and other talent like Sami Zayn the way they are right now. I guarantee you it'd just be like people like Roman Reigns on top. You think the Usos would be on top like Roman is? No, they wouldn't be. If it was back in the 50s, motherfucker, no, it wouldn't be. They'd be jobbers. Don't tell me that they wouldn't be jobbers. Yes, they would be. Okay? So, for crying out loud, John Cena would have been a jobber back in the 50s. Yes, he would have been. So would have been Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels. I'm dead serious. Okay? If you look at Pedro Morales, some people might have probably thought that he would have been a jobber, you know, because of his fitness and stuff like that. But that's what we talk about nowadays too. Some people want wrestlers that are like what we saw, like Hulk Hogan and Bruno Sammartino and stuff like that, which I don't mind having wrestlers like that. I don't. But when there's a reason why there's no wrestlers that are like that, there's a reason why there's no wrestlers like that, guys. The steroid allegation and the whole stuff with Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. The reason Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero died is because they use substances to make them look big enough to be passable as a person to be on top. Okay? We all know Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit were not big guys. So what they had to do? They had to make themselves look big. And they suffer the consequences for it. Alright? And I'm not saying, oh, steroids is what made Chris Benoit do this and that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying steroids lead to the fact of superstars being depressed and all that because they have to make themselves something that they're not. You know? And that's what pisses me off about WWE. Alright? Even some of your women wrestlers, some of them have to get Botox and all that just to fucking look like a plastic Kardashian doll. Just because, oh, this is bullshit. Just because, the stupid Kardashian and Barbie doll, just because WWE is corrupt, like Hollywood. And some of you guys are in denial of this. Not all of you guys, but some of you guys are such in denial. It is fucking laughable. It's fucking laughable. And I'm restarting this match again. You see what happens when I talk and fight? I don't win. I fucking lose. But oh my fucking god. You see this shit? I barely, oh my god, no. I barely pressed the move and I can't even fucking restart a match. You see this shit? See, I don't even want to talk about these games right now, because if I do, I'm going to fucking make a big giant rant, which I already made, and I'm going to upload that in the future, or publish it in the future. It's already uploaded, I just never published it. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Roman Reigns does need to lose a title at Mania. He does. He really does. And if he doesn't, well, look, I know some people will be pissed. Some people will be absolutely pissed. Other people will just be like, oh, they're trying to beat Pedro Morales' record and stuff like that. But at the same time, guys, a lot of people don't give a fuck about records. They don't. This is 2023. People don't give a fuck about accolades. People care about what you can do in that ring. Seriously. No one doesn't care if you have 20 champions anymore, guys. We're in 2023. Oh, Roman Reigns won 20 titles. Okay, Cena is a 16-time world champion. Okay, and is there anything else? Yeah, it might look good on a company resume, but when you are promoting a company to the general public, you think the general public is going to give a fuck of like, oh, he won these type of championships? That's cool. Some people might think it's cool. But a lot of people that are just gonna not come back are not gonna give a fuck. And Roman Reigns just killed himself, and I'm taking advantage. But yeah, I mean, come on, guys. If you don't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, there's a lot of shit that this company has done that a lot of people are not noticing, especially with the Eddie and Chris Benoit stuff. But that you guys don't notice, and it's laughable in my opinion. You guys haven't, some of you wrestling fans have been this naive for a very long time. And again, it's not all of you. Alright? It's not all of you wrestling fans being naive. Alright? But it's so much of you that it makes wrestling look pathetic as fuck. It does. That's when you have these fucking people that bully other wrestlers. You have other people that don't take wrestling fans seriously. And I can't blame them either, because you guys go after fucking superstars and talk shit about them on fucking Twitter for no reason, because you're a fucking little boy. You're a fucking little girl that hasn't been spanked by your mommy or daddy enough to fucking warrant your fucking attitude. Seriously. You know? But tell me what you guys think down below. How will you feel if Roman did one at Mania? And the reason I pointed out Roman will win at Mania is because I know how WWE is. And if they let Cody win, okay, cool. Alright, fine. But I know how WWE is, man. They just don't care sometimes. And they're gonna do something like that just to push some reign that should, Roman Reigns, get it, that should already end. Roman Reigns' title matches should have ended a long time ago, and that's why I said he should have fought The Rock a long time ago. You know, when people were saying that, oh, he should fight The Rock for the titles, I'm like, it's bullshit. Why should he fight The Rock for the titles? And then the whole shit of like, oh, The Rock should win the Royal Rumble. That was bullshit too, and I'm glad that shit didn't happen. You see, that type of shit I do not want to hear from wrestling fans. Alright? Because to me, at that point, you're not a wrestling fan. Why are you going to talk about stuff like that when you know nothing's progressing at all? Literally, is your roster growing, basically? Are they becoming better? Is the storylines becoming better? If it's not, and just one person is growing, then you're not doing a good job. You're not doing a good job. And some people will be like, it's not just one person growing, it's Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, and all that. Yeah, but it's part of this bloodline stuff. If it wasn't with the bloodline stuff, you think all these people would get over? No. Alright? Seriously. So, again, it's all to WWE and also to the fans. The fans need to shape up and point out some of the flaws that they've been doing, but point out some of the stuff that WWE has doing more. We have been pointing flaws to WWE, but we need to do it more. More. We can't just be like, oh, yeah, that sucks. No, we need to be hard on our asses, guys. Seriously. We need to be... We can't just be like, oh, okay, and be passable with WWE. No, we need to tell them this shit sucks, and this shit needs to change now, because it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. Nothing hasn't really changed. Seriously. Right? And the whole thing with Sami Zayn versus Roman, you know, looking back, maybe Sami should have won. And from what I've heard, some of the people in the back of WWE, like the heads of WWE, like the top people that make that company, wished and thought that Sami should have won. Like the promoters and all that, they thought Sami should have won. So right there, they already told you right there that they want Roman to lose, because they had a character that was so hype, Sami, and you killed it right there once Sami lost. You know, and I did say, you know, wait and all that, because I said at the same time, I'm still saying wait, because we still haven't concluded with all of that. But I guarantee you, the hype with Sami Zayn, how he is not there anymore, and people are already booing Roman Reigns and Cody. People are already booing that. So that's how you know it's not really successful. So WWE is in the corner again. You had a hot ass person like Sami Zayn, didn't give them the title because I guess you didn't want a whole Dan Bryan situation again. You know, even though some people say it is not a Dan Bryan situation, then why didn't it give Sami the title? Most people be like, but he's not that type of championship material. So is the Mick Foley, and they gave it to him, and he dropped it. So what is this bullshit? Seriously. Let me guys know. Don't forget to comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me guys what you think.